In a time where many are disillusioned with content creators being fake and unrelatable, in a world where clickbait and fear-mongering rule supreme on the internet, a world where voices continually shout louder and louder to be heard, one of the most refreshing things you can do is to find somebody with a calming voice, a soothing nature, and a caring community. Jordan Woolley has all of these things. A singer-songwriter, guitarist, streamer, and content creator. Today, we talk with Jordan, or as you might know him, just Woolley. His music work is centered around personal expression, mental health advocacy, and connecting with audiences through his art, with well over 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. His story is one of hope, loss, and perseverance, and I'm honoured to have him on episode 34 of the Unfiltered Podcast. So to those of you watching or listening to this today, what do you look for in a content creator that's worth a follow? My name is Minges, and if you enjoy the conversation, please be sure to like, comment below, and subscribe so you never miss another episode. This really helps out the channel and is totally free. And if you'd like to support the podcast further in exchange for extra videos, our members-only exclusive content can be found on our Patreon and will be linked in the description below. WoolleyWammoth, welcome to the Unfiltered Podcast. I start all these with a food-related question. Just wanted to start by asking you, what is the most important meal of the day for you?
Probably breakfast. I have to make sure I have enough protein. Can't have too many carbs or I have a crash. And that's pretty much it, yeah.
So you're a breakfast person. That's all right. Some people don't like anything in the morning.
When I break my fast.
You break
so I still call it breakfast, but it's usually like lunch or whatever. But usually like eggs or, protein shake or a protein bar or whatever, something light. And then I have a big meal at night. That's usually what I do. No,
that's all right. I wanted to start that way because I wanted to ask you about the early days, and obviously breakfast is important, talking about early starts, but I want to talk about your start, especially when it comes to your early days in music and all that. It really interests me, but we'll get onto that soon. Tell me about your life as a kid. What were you into growing up?
When I was a kid, I was very into, I like to take apart things, but never put them back together. So I'd like to know how things work, but I'd get too bored and not fix it. I played a lot of hockey. I wanted to be a NHL player, but then I got into music and I got obsessed with music and would play for 10 hours a day. So it's kind of, and before that, when I was younger, just a typical kid playing in the street on his bike, skateboarding, all those sort of things, out in the road,
Hockey's pretty big in Canada, right?
Yeah.
The biggest sport, national sport, basically.
Yeah, because when I was 2, I was on skates.
Wow.
My dad would take me out. And my dad was also would run camps. So I'd be there when I was 6, doing the drills and stuff. So he had me skating and practicing at a young age.
Wow. But that's like a normal thing, right, at that age? Because it's not just movies where I see that's the Canadian thing to do is be on the ice.
No, that's pretty normal over here. There's rinks everywhere, so you go outside and play with your friends and stuff on the rinks. So. Nice. Then have hot chocolate, go inside for a fire, sit by the fireplace, and just regular thing here.
That sounds amazing. Here from Australia, we don't have snow, so it's that's completely foreign to me, but I'm here for it. It sounds very relaxed and very chilled.
Well, now that I'm older, that sounds like the place to be.
I'm happy to trade, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
It's minus 20 outside right now.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees now at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about, how did you get into music? You said you started when you were young. Was it singing? Was it instruments? How did you get started in that world?
I think I was 11 or something, 12. And we moved to a different town, and I met some kids on the street, and then they were into guitar. And then I just loved it right away. Picked it up. It was 1 or 2 lessons, but then I just kind of did my own thing and taught myself. And they had this like basement where they had drums and guitars and amps and stuff. So we just always like jammed there. That's kind of just how I got into it, just by knowing some people, and I just loved it.
So when it comes to reading sheet music and things like that, was that like a struggle, or how did you teach yourself?
I taught myself mostly like by ear and tabs, so I'd use both. But then I went to school, like in grade 9 over here, you have to take music and stuff. I don't know if it's the same over there.
Okay.
But in school, they taught you theory mostly. And then I would just study it at home as well, learn all the notes on the guitar, learn like where all the chords are and stuff like that. So I kind of taught myself all that stuff.
Was there a particular style that you liked the most?
Well, when I was younger, it was like metal and progressive metal. And there's bands like Protest the Hero, which I ended up having like a metal band, and we actually played shows with them. And there's a band called Between the Beard and Me, Human Abstract. Those two bands really made me like want to learn this style called sweeping. I don't know if you ever heard that before.
I've never heard of that one, no.
I could show you real quick.
Yeah, show me. That's awesome. Go for it.
I'll do it on acoustic guitar.
Okay.
You're not meant to, but... So sweeping is this technique where you, this hand kind of just sweeps across the strings.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a Spanish guitar kind of thing.
Yeah, it is kind of. So this hand just kind of goes like, so without this, the left hand is just like.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it sweeping.
That's cool.
But there's one song that had that technique, and I was like, I need to learn this so bad. Oh, there goes my guitar. Uh-oh. And I stayed up all night after school, went to school, and then like came back home, and I learned how to do it. I was obsessed.
Is that you with anything that you find like interesting, or anything at all, or is it just when it came to music, you like when you find something you got to master, you have to put everything into it?
It's with a lot of things. I have like hyper focus. When I find that one thing that I need to master, I kind of like lock into it. Like producing music, I produce my own music, so I had to learn a lot of stuff for that. Writing music, learning how to sing, teach myself how to sing, writing songs, Fortnite, I guess, streaming, became obsessed with streaming.
So tell me about when you said you started a band. How old were you guys when you started that, and eventually went on tour with some people?
I was like 16 or 15, and they were like 2 years older than me. So they were like of age. They were like 19, I guess. Yeah, they were like 3 years older than me or something like that. And when we'd go on tour or whatnot, I would always have to leave the like after party because I was always underage.
Yeah.
So sometimes I was able to sneak back in, but you're not supposed to. But they were always allowed to party afterwards. I wasn't. It was kind of annoying. But and then that lasted only like 3 years or so. We got like offered some record deals, but the band just kind of like broke up. So then I started like my path, singing. That's when I started to sing and play acoustic guitar. Actually, that's when I learned acoustic guitar more.
Because I've done a bit of a dive when it comes to looking into what you've done for the podcast. I see some YouTube music videos from like 10 plus years ago, but I'm pretty sure you've been recording much longer than that. So how long have you been recording solo or, with bands and things like that you have full recordings, albums, singles, anything like that?
Like when I was 16, that band we were recording our own stuff and I was learning off of them. And then a couple years later, I started learning myself. I say I'm probably doing that like at least 15 years.
That's it's a long time to be dedicating yourself to your passion. That's
long time. And it started off with just like instrumental stuff, like metal stuff. Then it got into like, I was learning how to sing. So I did this like one thing where I was making some YouTube videos. I got some views, like 20,000 or something back then. And it was on like some covers. And then that was with another guy. And then I kind of just like broke off and just started writing my own music. I actually went to school for like a broad music program for like independent artists called IMP, Independent Music Production. That kind of like teaches you how to get shows, how to put on your own shows, and like they had some like people from the industry, like teachers were from the industry, so they had a lot of knowledge. They teach you about all kinds of things. I had a class on everything to do with music. So then I went to that, and then since then I've put out like 4 or 5 albums. So yeah, it helped.
How much of I know you said you started learning how to do your own production and editing and, all the recordings. Do you still do that on your own, or is this all through studios and things like that?
So like right here is where I record my music actually, on the iMac. And like I get help from this one guy called Adam Barr. He's in my biggest played song, Stay the Night. You hear the dogs barking?
A little bit. That's fine though.
Sorry. So my first 2 albums I did all by myself. Wow. And then the last like 2, he's helped a little bit on some of them, which makes it a lot easier on me because like streaming now takes so much time. So I'll record the vocals, I'll record the guitars, whatever, and then I'll send it to him and he'll make the drums. He'll make like bass sometimes if I don't make it, or some synths just to add some stuff in. He'll make some guitars too and do some harmonies with me. And then like I'll mix it, he'll send it to me, he'll mix it, whatever. And then maybe I'll do the master. It's more of a collaboration now. So it actually helps me a lot. So I don't go crazy and spend like a month mixing one vocal, just like tuning it constantly. Yeah.
On average, would you say like how long would one song take you guys to put together?
Nowadays or before I was a streamer?
You can tell me both. Let's see how long it takes. How long have you guys fine-tuned it?
Let's see. I put up my first album, and then 5 years later, I put out the next one because I was learning a lot of producing techniques. I'd go over songs, like there's a million mixes of that album. That one probably, because I was learning a lot, so it probably took years on some of them, like 4 or 5 years to like finally be happy with it. And then now we could probably get it done in like a couple of weeks, maybe. If like I have it written, or the writing sometimes takes like 20 minutes. Sometimes I get stuck on a couple lines. So I don't know how you calculate that. Maybe a month sometimes, but then recording maybe a week. Now we could get it done really fast now.
Nah, that is a long time to take years to do something. But I suppose it also helped you being like a focused personality. Like you can focus on that. You don't lose interest, and like you want to conquer it, practice it. It's probably helped you a lot as well when it's come to being a streamer, content creator. You've perfected your craft and learning all the things that go into making everything work. I mean, your camera always looks good. The microphone sounds good. Obviously, you probably use your studio stuff. But how did you get into to streaming and making videos? I know you started quite a few years ago now, but tell me the story about how you found streaming.
So it was actually during COVID. I had a friend who started a Twitch channel, and he wanted we were playing Sea of Thieves, and he wanted a couple friends to be a part of it. So he'd arranged it all, whatever, and that kind of fell through because he found it too much to get everyone together or whatnot. And I was like, well, I want to still do it, so I'm gonna do this on my own and figure it out. And then I just started. And I was playing a lot of Fortnite then. That's when I got into Fortnite, which was 3 years ago or so. Started on my Switch, connected it to my laptop, and streamed that. I think then I got a PS4, streamed from the PS4, and then I finally was like, I'm buying a PC and I'm gonna pay for it with Twitch. Like I'm gonna invest in this. I did that, and I've paid it off, and then some. And then, that's basically how I got into it.
Wow. So you pretty much got the inspiration from your friend. And I mean, using the Switch and all that is insane because there's a big difference from where you started doing that to where you are now. So what was it like for you in COVID? What was it like? Was that the only way you guys could connect socially? Like, what was it like in Canada and getting out and about? Could you still do that?
No. It was very bad over here. Like, we would have gaming nights. We'd play like Mario Party, Among Us, and Fortnite all the time. Every night we're on Fortnite. Because we were in lockdowns for like months, and it lasted like years. So, yeah, that's the only way we could talk to anyone.
It was pretty much the same in Australia. We had pretty strict lockdowns. So, yeah, a lot of people during COVID, it was gaming and streams that got people through it.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough time.
So how long did it take you to make affiliate? So, I mean, we'll jump forward a bit. You recently made Twitch partner, which is, huge. Congratulations to you on that. We'll talk about that soon. But, how long were you grinding for affiliate?
I think it was like a month.
Month?
Can't really remember. I think I just like told a few friends. I was like, watch my stream every time, please.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, found like a couple groups where you get like followers at the beginning where they support each other, and then I made affiliate in like a couple. I think on my Twitch tracker it says like a week, but I think it was like a month. I'm not sure.
Okay. And were you doing all the other things? Were you making videos and shorts and TikToks and all that, or were you just pretty much just going live for the fun of it?
I was just streaming on Twitch. I didn't. Only recently, in the last like 6 months, I started doing like YouTube. We're on the YouTube grind now, so trying to get that monetized.
When did you have that moment where you decided to try and make it your thing to do this full time?
That was when I bought the PC, and my girlfriend at the time, now fiance, she said, "Give it the old college try," and I was like, "All right." I'm streaming 40 hours a week. No one. I was playing like Genshin Impact at the time and like Fortnite afterwards. I was getting like, I don't know, 3 to 5 viewers or something, talking to the wall. But I just kept doing it, kept believing it would work, and consistently kept streaming like 100 plus hours a month, even if I wasn't making anything, How much of that impacted what you were doing with music? Was that like the trade-off you decided to make? I looked at it as a way to become more confident, share my music more, which it has grown my music a lot more than before. And like even before I started streaming on Twitch, I did like a live on Instagram once.
Oh, yeah.
I had a panic attack.
Really?
And so I used Twitch as a way to like get over the stage fright, because I have severe stage fright for performing live. So it's helped a lot with my confidence from like being shy or whatever. I was very shy when I was younger, like extremely, still not like extremely outgoing, but a lot better than I was. And I just used it to conquer those fears, really.
It's interesting you say that. So even when you're playing, like in a band, you guys are touring, doing shows and everything, you didn't feel comfortable on stage, like in front of people?
Being the guitarist is fine. It's not as bad. When you're up there by yourself, it's a little bit more intimidating. Yeah. Have
you done shows on your own?
Yeah.
And, how did that go the first time?
The first time, they made me play like my songs over again, and I had to like play them twice because she was like trying to fill time. And I was like, all right, okay. That was good practice for me, for sure. It felt good afterwards, but like getting up there, oh my God, it was
rough.
It was like my whole being was fighting me.
Quick interruption before we continue with the conversation. Because for the very first time in Unfiltered history, I'd like to take a second to thank the sponsor of this episode, Controller Mods AU. With a focus on esports and serious gamers, they are the brand I recommend for your custom controller needs. Even as a somewhat casual gamer myself, Controller Mods AU controllers have stood up the best out of all the brands that I've tried before. There's so many features that you can add to your controller that will improve you as a gamer, like custom designs, modifications, color schemes, Hall effect sticks, and my favorite, digital triggers. They also look extremely cool. The team at Controller Mods AU have over 10 years experience, are extremely passionate, and for me, genuinely nice people to deal with. They also ship internationally and offer a 12-month warranty with a commitment to quality and durability. So to level up, don't forget to use discount code UNFILTERED at checkout for your next Controller Mods AU controller.
Yeah.
Would you find is it more comfortable playing your own stuff compared to if you're covering or playing other people's songs?
Yeah, I don't even really like playing other people's stuff, really. I don't know why, but I don't know, music was always like a thing that got me through a lot of hard times when I was younger, like my parents' divorce, which is why I probably just dove into guitar so much to ignore the world around me. So always been a thing that I escaped to, I guess.
I got to say, I do enjoy listening to your music. I did go back and honestly, one of the favorite songs I had was Still Around. I felt like that was a very personal song as well. It just felt like it, I just really enjoyed that one in particular. Is that, when it comes to writing your songs like that, is it therapeutic to get some of those feelings out like that?
Yeah, extremely. It's like my therapy, and I'm someone who doesn't really always know like what's wrong. Like I'll be depressed and not even know. Like even it happens with streaming. Even like I'll be like, I'm going live Monday. I'll wake up Monday and like I cannot, like I can't go live right now. I'll be grumpy, or I'll just be like, I'm checked out. I'm done. So when I write music, sometimes I just pick up the guitar, riff comes out, words start coming out, and then it kind of just gets my feelings out, like subconsciously somehow. And funny you say that Still Around song, because that song is written about probably my favorite person in the world who died a long time ago, my papa. And every time I walked in his house, I just had that feeling like he was still around. And he had a huge impact on my life. Like he would always say, like, take the T off of the can't and stuff like that. So I guess he like instilled a lot of that, like, believe in yourself sort of thing that I have. And when I was writing that song, like the chorus in that song literally just wrote itself as I was playing it. It was the weirdest experience. That is the easiest song I've ever written. So weird.
It must feel like, I've never even tried to write music. The best I've done is maybe like a poem on Valentine's Day for wife or girlfriend or whatever. But I can imagine it's one of those things, once you get started, it starts to flow a bit easier, but it's really just finding that initial, what am I talking about here? Unless you have something completely in mind that you're focusing on, I can imagine it's hard to get started, but it's easier after you start.
Sometimes I just have a drawing to the guitar in that moment, like a feeling like I need to play the guitar right now. Like I feel like I have something in me. And I'll just pick it up, and I try to forget about all my theory. I try to forget about everything. I just let my fingers and hands do whatever they want to do. And then usually something comes out of it just by picking it up and just playing anything. And I try to not think as much as possible, because once you overthink it, it kind of, I don't know, you're out of that creative zone. That makes sense. But
you do, like, on your streams, they're so vibey. They're very relaxed. The music in particular, I've noticed it can range. You play your own stuff. You play like Linkin Park. There's Elton John. a few times I've gone in there, just random stuff, and you're happy to pick up the guitar sometimes and you just riff off either a song or, you play one of your own things, which I think is really cool. It's pretty engaging it's a nice flex of your creativity that you can just go from, you're getting wins in Fortnite and like 2 seconds later you pick up a guitar and you're singing one of your songs. That's pretty cool. You said that your streaming has helped the music. Tell me how that's helped get your name out there.
And to touch on that, sometimes they'll say something in chat and I'll just be like, I don't know, there's like one thing where like they're telling someone to shut up or something. So I pick up the guitar and like write a song about that in the moment. So that stuff is fun too. It's like very engaging. I love doing that. Oh, sorry, what was the question?
That's okay. Just how is like the streaming and Fortnite and gaming get your name out there? How's that help promote what it is that you love to do, music?
Before I actually only played my music on stream, so they were like forced to listen to it. Now I play a bunch of stuff. But I do concerts every once in a while too on the stream. So I'll stream like Fortnite a lot. I've actually recorded some music on stream before, so they get to like see me making a song, and then I only do the concerts for like big things. Like we did a Christmas one. We've done my album release one. We've done like album anniversary ones. So like I keep grinding every day on Fortnite, which is like easier because like it's just like playing games or whatever. But then I can't play music every day on stream for 8 hours. That'd be very hard. I feel like that'd be very hard to do, very draining. So I just keep grinding Fortnite, keep building it up more, and then I'll put on a show, and then it kind of brings more people to my music. And I'll pick up and there's also like redeems where I like play guitar. So like, I guess it kind of just, I don't know. We're working on new stuff now where we're trying to make short form content with like imagery with my lyrics. We're trying to push that out more with the shorts and stuff. I don't know. Yeah.
How much planning goes into all of this? I can imagine, like you said at the start, it's pretty much just I'm going live to play games and stuff. But is there planning and more involved now these days?
Oh yeah, it's a lot more now. Like right now we're doing 12 days of WoolleyWammoth, and then we had to like think of something for each day, and then I got to think about like labs and there's that new share chat thing, which is pretty cool. So we try to plan streams to play with other streamers. There's a lot of planning that goes into concerts for sure. I have to practice. I also have other artists like Adam who comes and plays with me, so I have to plan that. Now I'm starting to involve the community more in contests for my cover art for the new songs that are coming out. I did a new contest for the new song that's coming out. It's called You Hate Me. And so the winner will get their art on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, and $50. So whatever.
That's cool.
I started doing that too. A lot of planning goes into every month I try to do like the subathons are a lot of planning. The last one was 24 days long. So I always have to have like new things to do, like eating spicy wings. I have this flaming anus thing here, which I haven't eaten yet.
I love that name.
It's gonna burn. 2.2 million Scoville units.
Wow.
And then there's Bean Boozle things. You know, you're always planning to find something that tortures you for a laugh, kind of.
Tell me about the Twitch partner growing, because I know you were trying to get that for a while, and it took a few goes. It rarely takes anyone one go to do it, but tell me about your experience doing that and the validation you got from finally getting it done.
Oh my goodness. I think it took 3 times applying. And that was a very stressful time, because it's like it takes all the freedom out of streaming, and it's like you promote every stream, you have like a giveaway or something, whatever. But you promote every stream to make sure you get the key is to like get the most amount of people in there at the beginning, because if you stream 10 hours and you get say 75 or above at like hour 8 to 10, then the average will be like 30 or something, which will kill your average for the month. So it's very, very stressful. But once we finally hit it, though, I was like, never felt such relief in my life. I was like free to like go back to just not caring about numbers. I never look at numbers. Like I've seen other streamers that are like, oh my God, we got like 1,000 people in here. Thank you guys for being here. I have all my numbers turned off. I just kind of like to focus on the game, focus on the people chatting, and nothing else matters really. It's just like those are two things I focus on, and the numbers doesn't matter because that can get in your head sometimes, I feel.
So when you were grinding for Partner, you pretty much it flipped, and you had to. Were you watching like the viewer count as you were streaming just to make sure things were going well, or?
I kept it off, but I would check like every couple of hours, because if it like dipped down to 50 or 60 or whatever, if I'm at like 150, because it wasn't every day was like different, and once it dipped to a certain number, you kind of like got to end your stream. It's really stressful.
I was going to say that seeing that and stressing about that live must be a bit of a mental sort of dance that you go through, because I can't imagine. Yeah, when you want to get off because the numbers aren't great, that must be rough on you because it's it's your passion, it's what you're doing.
Yeah, it sucks watching your numbers. I don't like doing that at all. I'm someone who's like, if I'm 8 hours in, we're still having a good time, we're going to go 12 hours. We're going to go 14 hours, whatever. I just get off when I'm like done. So I'm not very scheduled. I'm not a scheduled person. So.
Hey, we've reached the milestone now. It's done. We don't have to worry about all that ever again, basically. So
exactly.
What's the next goal in the WoolleyWammoth world?
Next goal is the YouTube monetization, which we've been grinding on. So I've been trying to get the watch hours up. We're at like 70% of the way there. YouTube is another beast.
That's another skill set that you've pretty much got to dedicate yourself to, I think.
We're learning that one now. Yeah. So once we build up the gaming one, we'll work on the music one.
I was going to say, what's the balance that you're striving for now? Because you've hit Partner. Does it obviously relax the streams to focus on music, or is it still the streaming is the focus?
That's something I've been struggling with lately, actually, because like now streaming is like the full-time job, so it takes a lot of time. Like I'll stream usually like 6 to 8 hours, 6 to 10 hours, whatever, 4 to 5 times a week. And then I have an editor helping me with YouTube as well. And I'm also I got to spend time with my fiance, got to clean up around the house. I don't really have a lot of time for music anymore. So I'm going to try probably make music Mondays. That will force me to like work on music while streaming. I got to get used to that. It's very, very vulnerable and very awkward. I've done it a couple times, and it's also when I'm recording, I'm extremely like focused on like all the elements in the song, what I gotta do, and then I noticed like I would see a chat, and then it would kind of like distract me. So I might just put it on like emote only mode or something like that, and then not interact as much. So we're going to put out more music. We're going to promote that more with the YouTube. We're going to grow that. We're going to do more contests for the cover arts. And I'm going to try and get a balance more, because in the summer I couldn't work on music at all because it was just a partner push. So, yeah, I'm trying to get that balance now.
I know that you are pretty interactive when it comes to chat. So it must be rough when you obviously you want to focus on creating your songs, your music, and also I guess there's a feeling that you feel bad neglecting the chat at the same time because it's hard to do both. Is that something, you as a viewer, if you go and watch other people's streams, is that something that you like to see when there's interaction, or do you not care about that kind of stuff?
Depends. Because I play a lot of Fortnite. I don't really I watch my friend streamers play Fortnite, but I don't watch any big content creators who play Fortnite. Like, I don't watch Ninja, I don't watch Nick30, I don't watch Tim the Tap Man, I don't watch any of those people. I watch the big Warzone players like Mutex. Mutex is my favorite at night, and he doesn't really interact at all, really. So I just chill and watch him play. But if it's people I know, I like the interaction. But if not at night, I just watch big Warzone players. You know?
Yeah. Interesting you say Warzone. I know Warzone is maybe the second, or Call of Duty is the second thing you've streamed almost the most out of Fortnite. But is that an interest of yours that you just can't get away from Fortnite?
During COVID, I played a lot of Rebirth. I loved that. I would I think I was Modern Warfare 19. I loved shooting bots and getting better. It was that thing. It was another thing I was obsessed with, getting 5 KD or something.
The stack grinding.
Dropping. Exactly. That's something you're into too, right? So it's getting 20 bombs, 30 bombs, whatever. But when you build it around Fortnite, they're so different, Fortnite and COD. They're polar opposites almost. It's people who like Warzone hate people who play Fortnite, it seems. and people who play Fortnite are, probably younger. No, I have a wide range of people, but they just I don't know if it's the colors in Fortnite or something, but when I switch to Warzone, my chat just dries up. I've heard that they don't like watching Warzone as much too. So I don't know. It's a different crowd.
You touched on trying to spend time with your fiance now when you're doing all these things, a lot of projects to do. The work-life balance for most people day to day can be a rough one, but I think it's the extra things that you need to do when you're behind a camera making music, content creator style things. How do you find that work-life balance, being able to balance the relationships and making sure those are prospering as well as all the content that you do?
Well, she is a teacher, so she's off she's home by 5 p.m. I usually try to get done by 5 or 6 p.m. I'm usually on when people are at work, so they pull me up when they're at work. I like to get all the chores done before I stream. Then I stream, and when I get off, we can eat dinner, and then watch something, hang out, go pick up stuff at the grocery store or whatever. And then I take off the weekends usually to hang out with family and my fiance. So it's more of I've narrowed it down to Monday to Friday. But a year ago when I was just building my channel, I was actually a nighttime streamer. And I would start at 7 p.m. Eastern time, get off at 6 a.m. And she'd be going to bed when I started, and then she'd be waking up when I'd get off. So we barely saw each other. And then I eventually made the switch, because I was scared to make the switch to daytime, but I actually started doing better. So it was actually better for my balance and better for my stream, and everything started just get better. Yeah. Was it hard to make those choices? Yeah, it was very hard, because it was I don't know why I believe that streaming at night would grow my channel more. I don't know. There's more people streaming at night, so your channel won't be seen as much. And I thought that because I've done that for so long that I would lose all my viewers or whatever. But it actually allowed more people to watch me during the day, I guess, because they're at work or something and they're not as preoccupied. But it was very hard to make those switches, and there was a lot of fights. but we came together and we made the hard decisions together, and been better for both of us. So
That's what it's all about, making decisions together. But you guys, she does get involved a lot in the stream. She's, I mean, I've seen her waxing your armpit and throwing pies in your face, and she's always, coming in and out of the stream, play together. She gets very involved.
She loves it. People love her too. So whenever she comes up behind me, like, Sam, and then like right now they're talking, she'll come in talking about wedding dress shopping, and they're all like, send me DMs of the wedding dress. Or she always gets her nails done, so chat's always like, what nails did you get this time? Show us. Or they'll comment about her cute outfits, and they always love it when she plays because she's so animated, and like I'm more chill, and she's funny as can be. So
she gets very passionate.
Yeah, she screams.
Was she? I'm not sure when you guys started dating. Did she know about this was your thing when you started, or was it something that developed as you were starting to see each other?
It wasn't even a thing when we started dating. I was learning coding when we started dating.
Wow. So she's been on you. Yeah. She's been with you this whole journey. So she gets, is what I'm saying. She gets it. She gets why you're so involved in this. Why you're passionate about it.
Yeah, she understands. Yep, she gets it. Yeah, I think I was in construction, and I left that job. I was like, I'm going to become a coder, and then I got involved in Twitch or whatever, and that's when she said, give it the good old college try, and I bought the PC, and here we are.
How was it, aside from her with family and explaining what it is that you do? Is that a weird conversation? I've asked this to, I think, most people, the generational gap sometimes when it comes to the online world as a job, sometimes doesn't make sense.
I don't even talk about it, really. A lot of people just don't understand it. So it's just, I don't really talk about it with my family that much. Like, I tried explaining, like, subs to my dad. Like, he gets it now because he's in my streams. My mom's in my streams. Her name is WoolleyWammoth, and the whole chat, like, knows her and loves her. My mom gets it. My dad now gets it. But I was trying to explain subs to him, and I'd be like, it's like Netflix, You pay for the service, you get to watch it, But on Twitch, you pay to not see ads. And you support the creator. And then, like, my grandma, who's like 94 or something, she's like, she doesn't understand it, like, at all.
Yeah. She sees you on camera, she's like, just a hobby or something.
Yeah. And when I stopped teaching guitar, because I was teaching guitar at the same time for a while there, and then I don't need to anymore. He's like, why aren't you doing that? It's a good thing, You could create a good business out of that.
Yeah.
When we're at family things, like, other people talk about their jobs and whatnot, but what am I going to say? Like, oh, I got like over 1,000 subs this month. And I'll be like, okay.
People watch me on the internet.
Yeah. Okay. They watch you play video games?
Yeah, you're dancing on TikTok in front of a camera? Like, it's not the same, but yeah.
That's a misconception about a lot of people that get it. I've seen a lot of people get into streaming and leave streaming because they're like, well, I'm playing games, so I might as well stream. But streaming and playing games you have to be very good at multitasking, and they just see you playing video games. People who don't understand, I guess.
Tell me, just quickly, what would you say is the biggest difference? Because I notice personally, if I play games on stream, I'm different to when I'm playing games on my own or with buddies or something like that. What about with you? What do you think the difference is when you're playing games as your job essentially now compared to if you were just to be playing with your buddies on your own?
Oh, really? I mean, I'll get way more mad in COD off stream, but I'm pretty much the same. Maybe I just talk a little more when I'm live, because I've taught myself to, like, at least talk like every at least 10 to 15 seconds. And that's what I thought about a lot in the beginning. But now it's just like, I'll talk whenever I need to about something interesting that's happening or say something funny. I guess, like, you put it on a little bit more when you're live, right? So So if you're like not live and you're playing with someone else who's streaming or something, you can just like chill back a little bit more. But I'm pretty much the same, you know.
And dealing with the trolls and some people that come in negative, how's that been for you? Because some people can deal with it very easily. Some people it's a struggle and they take the comments to heart. How has that affected you in your time?
Not last summer, but the summer before, I had like in 1 week, I had like hate raids, people coming in spamming like really bad words.
Wow.
Like many people at once. I've had like, yeah, that was a horrible week. It was just like everyone coming into my stream, just like calling me names, saying I'm fat or something or whatever, blah, 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 bunch of stuff. And then a bunch of people like gifted me subs at the end of that week, and I like broke down, cried. But now when you stream on like, I multi-stream, so I stream to Twitch and YouTube and TikTok. YouTube is horrible. You have people like coming in talking about Diddy, or they'll be saying like, they'll call you queso, they'll say you're fat and stuff like that. And I usually just like throw it back at them. I'll ignore if it's like something I can't say, you know, but my chat actually likes when I say something back.
The roast
that's
back.
Like,
yeah.
I roast them. Or if they like come in saying something like sketchy or sussy, and then if you just agree to it or like accept what they're saying, they kind of just like, it takes everything, all their power away. I do that too. I just go, yeah, you're right. Or like, yeah, I do. Whatever you're saying, you know. I usually address them now instead of ignoring them and let it pile up in my brain. If I let it pile up in my brain, I'll keep thinking about it, whatever. And I'll be like, oh, they won. So I kind of go at it like, yeah, I attack them back.
It's funny though. It's content too, because yeah, like I said, I've seen you clap back at a few people as well. It's funny. But yeah, you don't lose it. You don't go over the top.
It's usually like, because there's a lot of kids on YouTube and they'll spam me with invites. Those aren't really like trolls, but they're just like annoying. Kids are excited. I get it. You know, they want to play with you, whatever. They're spamming. And it gets to the point where I'm just like, I'm never playing with you again. Like I just reached the point where I'm like, I'm deleting you, blocking you. You've annoyed me to the point, like, so that's like one thing that happens, but it's not that. Those aren't like that annoying. They're not rude or anything. They're just very excited. But
yeah.
Then I let them play. I just try to like teach the kids a lesson a little bit, you know.
They're learning on the job.
Exactly. It's not fun to spam streamers all day.
No. So yeah, how far ahead are you looking to the future? Do you have long-term goals in mind? I know you mentioned you were focusing on a bit more YouTube, but do you look far ahead and do you have any long-term goals you want to get to?
The big goal is getting YouTube monetized. So I look at like, okay, how do we get there? And then I take each day working towards that goal. So I'll be like streaming it on YouTube. You get watch hours from that. And then we've been doing like giveaways with our long form stuff where they have to like answer a few questions in a form and it gets them to like engage with the video more. So we're worked up our hours with that. So once YouTube is monetized, which I believe will be about a month or two, then I want to focus on continuing putting out content on that to make money from YouTube, but then also start working on my music YouTube, building that one up to monetize that, spread my music more, then get that one monetized, put out a new album this year. I got to start recording that. I have it all written. And then I'll start with doing a couple like concerts live on stream. I want to start doing more music on Twitch now. More like Music Monday stuff, showing me recording and working on songs. And then eventually get to playing live. Like that's a bigger goal. Once I build up my audiences a lot bigger. I have a long ways to go, but And then as we do that, we continue the daily grind on Twitch, trying to build that up more. I guess play my music live is like the biggest goal. Yeah. Is
Spotify a way that helps get your name out there to get live gigs? Like, do people look at your Spotify plays and hours and all that? Is that a thing in the music world?
Probably. I don't really know. I don't know how they do it now. I know that they would, if you go to like open mics and stuff, sometimes there used to be people like reps from like Universal and stuff would go there. I don't know how it works now. I think it's like people go viral and then they just like a TikTok clip will go viral and then all of a sudden they're an artist.
Yeah, the song goes up with it. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Because I know that you mentioned your Spotify had gone up, and I'd seen your Spotify, your Wrapped from 2022 compared to 2024, and everything's pretty much grown. Everything's doubled, essentially. Yeah. So it's been huge.
Yeah, it's helped Spotify a lot. Like I have other streamers playing my music too. That also spreads it. Like I don't ask them to. They ask me if they can play my music. I'm like, yeah, sure. So yeah, the plays on Spotify. I think it was like, 60-something thousand this year. And like the first year it was, I don't remember what it was, but in 2022, it was like, what was it, 22,000? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's grown a lot.
in 2022, yeah, it was 8,000.
8,000, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and 2024 was, 60,000. So
wow.
It's a big jump.
Hopefully 100,000 this year.
Hey, that's what we're praying for.
Yeah.
Woolley, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much. I know that you'll hyper focus on these goals and you'll get there eventually on all these things because you've done it so far. There's no reason that you can't do any more. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking the time to tell me about everything on the podcast, and it was a pleasure, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Please be sure to leave a like, comment below, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. This really helps out the channel and is totally free. And if you'd like to support the podcast further in exchange for extra videos, our members-only exclusive content can be found on Patreon and will be linked in the description below.